Hi guys, welcome to the unboxing quick review of these Deleepow Rechargeable AA batteries with USB charge. They are listed with 3400 milliamps capacity, which would be one of the highest which I've ever seen. It's a lithium polymer with up to 1500 cycles. Yeah, we'll see how they perform over time. Usually with lithium polymer we have a little bit lower amount of cycles, more like 300 to 500, compared to lithium ion we have around 1000. So these 1500, yeah, we'll see over time how they do. What's the really special thing apart from the really high capacity is the USB-C charge, because most of these devices or these batteries which are USB rechargeable are using micro USB, which is a little bit outdated, and so in the future probably in a lot of locations could be a little bit difficult to find micro USB. So it's definitely more for the future, this thing. So this is what we get. So let's take it out of the box and see what we really get and how they are performing. And I'm definitely going to test the performance of these batteries, so we'll see everything. The weight is about average, I would say. They make a pretty good impression, I would say. Solid so far, but we can see the very large opening for the USB-C. I'm glad that some manufacturers now came out with USB-C, because of course some other disadvantage of micro USBs that we have, like cables which we cannot revert. Here I have a sample of them. Some are here on the side, some are on top. This is definitely not a bad thing to have it here on top, so it doesn't waste a lot of capacity. I mean, such things I've been using for a very long time, very successfully, so this is definitely something which can work. So but we have to find out how this one is performing. What we also get is this cable here. Unfortunately, it's only 1 in 2 or 2 in 1 and not a 4 in 1. We can see we have 2 times USB-C, so we can charge 2 at the same time. So usually when we buy the ones with micro USB ports, we get 4 in 1, something like that. I've bought already many of them, and all of them came with a 4 in 1, so we can charge the whole package with one USB-A plug or on one USB-A port. Here you can only charge 2 at the same time, but maybe you buy more of them and then you get 2 cables, or you're just using another USB-C cable. You can use any kind of standard USB-C. I have one here on the side. You can see, just plug it in here and we can already feel the difference, because with the micro USB sometimes it's really tricky to plug this in. I can tell you, we sometimes have to really try, and it's really not easy. So USB-C definitely a huge advantage, no doubt about that. And as long as it's blinking, it's charging. When we have solid green, it's fully charged. So we give it full charge, and then we are testing it with this device, how much capacity we really have inside here. So I've been doing a lot of tests here. I've been charging, discharging these or the other batteries a lot, and what has been the result, I can show you that. I mean, at least for charging. Yeah, I hope we can restart this thing and see the values here. It shows 633 milliamps charging, or 3199 milliwatt hours. And of course this is not milliampere hours, this is also milliwatt hours, which a lot of battery producers or manufacturers are using these days, because it shows a higher value than milliamps, because they can multiply then by 1.5. so for the milliamps you have to divide it by 1.5, and we can also see that here. I mean, the 633, that's at 5 volts, and when we do the math for the milliamps, like we would have to divide it by 1.5, multiply by 5, we come to an amount of, I can show you that, 633 divided by 1.5 and multiplied by 5, it's 2100, which is definitely a good value, but it's not exactly this, even when we multiply it by 1.5 because of the voltage, and then we get to the watt hours. We are again here at 3165, but that's also of course only the power which we have put into the battery and not been taken out. I can also show you what we have been taking out of this battery. I've run a couple of discharge cycles. I hope you can see that. One has been showing 1957. Here we had 1860. Here we had much lower. Probably there was something wrong or it stopped too early. So I think we should be able to achieve around 2000 milliamps for each battery, which would then be around 3000 milliwatt hours, which is close to the 3400, but it is not really the 3400, and we have to be really careful with this number. But of course, most of the manufacturers these days are using the milliwatt hours, even though we have been using milliamp hours for decades as the power measurement for batteries. So we have to really get used to that. But I think overall it's a good thing, especially again because of the lithium polymer, and we are not using lithium ion. Lithium ion has a little bit higher density, so 2000 milliamps is a pretty good value for lithium polymer. On top of that, we have a more safe battery compared to lithium ion, and we have a little bit a lower self-discharge, so it keeps the power longer inside. And we have the USB-C, definitely a huge advantage. And there's also another very important thing when it comes to rechargeable AA or AAA batteries, that's the size. And a lot of manufacturers have been struggling with this in the past, even since the times where we had the nickel cadmium or nickel metal hydride, because of the competition of the amount which we can store here, milliamps. A lot of manufacturers have tried to make the batteries a little bit larger, and then of course it's difficult to insert them in some of the devices. And so we have here two devices which are a little bit difficult regarding batteries, because the battery trays are really small. So it looks like there is absolutely no problem here with the Blink XT, but this is more regarding the length. And so let's also check regarding the diameter here with the Xbox 360 controller. It looks like there's absolutely no problem. We can shake it out again, and with a lot of rechargeable batteries it's not possible. So this has really good size, perfect fit as well. So from my side, definitely my best AA rechargeable lithium ion battery so far, and so I can give you full recommendation. And so I'll put down the link to the Amazon listing down into the description, so you can check it out and order it right from there if you like it. And I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below, and I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, see you next time.